YouTube, it's Maddie, the Empty Nest Scrapper. Welcome to my channel. I'm so glad you stopped by. If it's your first time, I hope you enjoy the content. And if you do, please remember to subscribe, like, and leave me a comment. Let me know what you'd like to see in the future. And if you're returning, as always, I'm super glad you came back. So today is a video as part of a collab, actually two collabs. The first one is Saturday Morning Makes, if you're not familiar. It is a hashtag SatMornMakes, and you can participate in that by absolutely posting any project that you have anytime that you find time to post it. So SatMornMakes is brought to us by Jillian Norwood, and thank you so much for that cool collab that is so easy to participate in. In addition to SatMornMakes, I am coming to you with a collab called Two Crafters, One Design, brought by three crafters. And they are Gloria from Girliest Cards, Melissa from Mo Creations, and Lisa from You See Why I'm a Diva. If you want to participate in that collab, it's a once-a-week collab, and there is always a theme. And this week's theme is Easter. So without further ado, I'm going to share with you a little bit of a story time about my Easter project. So I actually am not always able to participate in Two Crafters, One Design, because sometimes there are themes that I don't have an idea for, or the supplies for, or I just have to take a pass, and I hope that's okay. But recently, last week, I passed on the envelopes theme. A different time, I passed on the bench theme. Different themes that I just didn't feel like they were for me, and I would have imagined that Easter would also not be for me, because I don't celebrate Easter. So Easter is not part of my heritage, but lo and behold, I did have an Easter project that I did want to complete. And if you have, I had a project that is considered a UFO. So it was unfinished. It wasn't even an unfinished project. It was an idea that I had many years ago that I sort of bought a couple of supplies for and never actually completed. So this little story time happened about 8 years ago, I'll say, maybe 10. My oldest son is married about 5 years, going to be 6. Few years before that, while the kids were still dating, they came in for a visit from, they were both in graduate school when they were dating, and they came in for a visit, and so my younger son hopped over for a visit as well. And one of the things that they did together, my husband and I held back, they went to the mall, and it happened to be Easter time. So they went to the mall, and as adults, they had, they were goofing around, and my future daughter-in-law took a picture of my adult kids with the Easter bunny, and I thought it was hilarious. I printed out that picture, I held on to it, I bought a couple things that I thought I'll make a frame for that, and it sat in my stash until this collab. So, it's kind of a hilarious end to this little project, but there you have it. That's my story. I had this idea years ago, had some of the things, I'll get into that in a minute, to complete the project that I had in mind, and the rest I just, made it up as I went along. So I had these stickers from Jolie's Boutique, and of course the stickers I used are not in the package anymore, but back in the day when I bought this so long ago, they still sold these in, I guess, Michael's. I think I picked it up at. So that was the first thing I used. Then I couldn't find these, and I found it in my travel bag. And this is where I keep my little stash of enamel dots and nice Easter colors there. So after a bunch of trial and error, I decided to just go with the dots and be simple, because this is not a, artistic project. It's more of a, hilarious project. I had purchased a frame similar to this, but in rectangular shape at Michael's. It's the Art Minds. I think it cost me $1. And on the back, there's like a dowel, and there's a piece of like acetate on the front. Well, I don't know. I needed that for something else over these 10 years, so that's been sitting in my stash. And so I found the frame, but there was no acetate, and I don't know what happened to the dowel or whatever. There was no hole in the back. I'm not sure how I was supposed to stand that frame up. So I found this piece of chipboard in my stash, and I measured the frame and cut it to size. It is a 4x6. For the chipboard, pardon me, I had to use this guy to cut it. I almost never use this guy, but, one of the few times that I'm glad I held on to it. I can't really cut chipboard with anything else, any of the other trimmers in my stash. So I cut down that chipboard, and I also needed to make a hole. And I used this guy. This is like a hole punch. I think there used to be a bunch of different size bits, but when I unscrewed the cover, there was only one size, so I just made do with that. And that's been in my stash forever. That's like a Martha Stewart. And I made the hole on this Dollar Tree cutting board. I cut some acetate that I have in my stash. This one happens to be from Spellbinders. You can use, if you're making a frame, whatever you like, I'm sure. And I painted the frame, and to my shock, this had not dried out. I've had this in my stash, I don't know, 15 years, and I had used it before. I think they were $1 at Michael's. I bought it in a kit, so I think they were 20 for $20 or something like that, and I had a coupon. So this is just plain acrylic paint. And I had to use these various tools. I used this brush, which is Craft Smart. So it's like I keep these junky brushes. You can see it's been abused for projects like this. And I don't want to, use my better brushes on a acrylic paint project like this. So I needed to place a few things. I needed my tools. This is just a pokey tool, and it was custom made for me by Gloria Wolf, who I met here on YouTube, and I just love it to pieces. And of course, for placement just the reverse tweezers. I think these are from EK Success, and this, palette knife from Amazon. So I used this Beacon 3-in-1 Advanced Craft Glue. I almost never pull this out, but for this kind of drilling a hole and sticking in a dowel, I wanted it to be super type. I hope this does a trick. And I had to reinforce that dowel with my trusty Dollar Tree foam tape. So without further chitty chat, story time is over, and I'll let you take a look at the project. So believe me, don't expect much. Okay, so this is my hilarious project. Picture of my kids at the mall with the Easter Bunny as adults. So at the bottom you see is the Jolie sticker, and I actually did some surgery on that, which is why I had all of those tools out. So I moved things around a bit from that sticker, and then I just added enamel dots and Easter colors staggered all along the painted blue frame. On the back is, my attempt to put together this frame again with the cardboard with the hole drilled through, and I had to build up a stopper here because that dowel kept wanting to flatten out straight, and I wanted it to stand up. So I don't know how long this jerry-rigged scenario is going to work, but I'm super pleased that that project that had been waiting for 8 to 10 years is finally completed, and those supplies are not just hanging around waiting for me to remember to go ahead and put them together. So I hope you enjoyed this project. Little bit of fun for me. And if you like the video, please give me a thumbs up and, leave me a comment. Let me know what you think. And until next time, bye-bye, YouTube.